Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my YouTube. Make sure that you're subscribed down here below, right down below, and hit that bell and you'll get notified immediately as soon as I do go live. Or if you watch me on my Facebook page, that video is only going to be there for 30 days. I do want to show you something. When we were backstage, we got to design our own hat. So this is my hat. You have the Stampin' Up! Brand. Oh, let me see, right there. And then I had it where I had, it's kind of a burgundy ribbon on there. But yeah, there's my hat. And we were all lucky to get one. Can you imagine like 400 people going through and having to design their hat? And then doing the branding and everything else. It took forever. Anyways, I probably won't be wearing this much. Hello, Lorraine. I won't be wearing it much because it's actually too big. They had 9 different colors of hats. And then they also had styles, like so many different styles of hats as well. So anyways, it's going to go up somewhere here in my, my studio. So, but that was a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun when we do go to backstage. So that's a lot, like I say, it's amazing. Now, this technique is a very, very simple technique. I mean, it's so simple, and it's almost too simple to even do as a technique. But I wanted to have it so that you've got it in your technique files, because at least that way you've got a copy of it. It is so simple. You're going to go, oh. And then I ran into problems because what I originally was going to use, I had it all in my mind, how I was going to do it and everything else. And then I gave this exactly what I needed. I gave away for Kathy for my cutting of my class. So we are going to go very, very simple on another way. So let's go on down to our desktop here. And this is stamping on Glimmer paper. You know that you can stamp on Glimmer paper, you can stamp on foil, you can stamp on all that sort of stuff. But I wanted to show you how simple it is to stamp on Glimmer paper. Excuse me. Now, the Glimmer paper that I was going to use was this Piece on Earth, and it is the Glimmer paper, and it has blue, the soft green, and this one is kind of a soft green that I'm going to be using today, but it kind of is going to pass over for a silver, and then there's a dark gray. But because I used it for a class, this particular one is there. Hello, Felicia. So this one is, like I say, there. And hello, Lila. Very, very simple card. You guys are going to be probably gone in 5 to 10 minutes because it's that simple. All right, so I am going to be using, this is a stamp set. Now, they ran out of the old style boxes, so now they have the new style for this. But I'm just making a very simple card, using the Merry Christmas and using the Glimmer paper. All right, so like I say, it's not how I intended this to go, but we're going to just work with it because I don't have the other stuff. I had visions of a blue one with the doves, and it's the Peaceful Garden one anyways. All right, so this piece here happens to be, oh my goodness, I just measured it. I think it's 2 inches by 4 1/4. No, 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. And is this big enough? No, what have I done? It needs to be cut down by 1/4 inch, which is no problem. I'll come and do this. If you have a guillotine trimmer, that's probably the best trimmer to have. But you can go ahead and use your regular trimmer on this. Hello, Dolly. All right, so 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then this would be 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. It's a basic black, but what you still need to do is you still need to, and this one is very, very important that you do it, is use your embossing buddy, and you are just going to pounce that on there like crazy. Because once you do this, what you want to do is you want to be able to see when we stamp this stamp. I've got it onto this one here. When you stamp this, you want to be able to see with the Versamark, you want to see it on there to make sure that it is dark enough. So let me just go on. I'll grab my black embossing powder. Like I say, this is not how I envisioned this to be. I envisioned it to be silver on the blue, and yeah, a little disappointed in myself that I had set that, and I didn't go to come get it until later this afternoon, and I went, oh no, I can't. Okay, so we're really going to ink this up with Versamark. We want to get that good and inked. And then we're just going to come, remember to use your paper piercing mat. And just put that down there. And just going to let that get all in there. The one nice thing about the Glimmer paper, as opposed to say gold foil or silver foil, when you're doing something like that, you don't have to worry about it sliding, because if you're doing it on that substance or that surface, they do tend to slide. I'm just going to make sure that that's good and done. Okay, so when I come off this, I can turn here and I can actually, can you see that? You can kind of see it. So see how you can see that that's been stamped properly. I mean, when you look at it this way, you can't, but on an angle, you can see that there. And then we're just going to go with our black embossing powder. Just get this up here. Say, can't believe how simple it is. This has been on my radar for a long time too. All right. So just like that. Now we also have to be very careful that we get this all embossed. Well, what's nicer than silver and black, right? And simplicity. This is so simple. This is a little bit harder to see if it's done or not. You can kind of see there's a bit of a hot. Okay, so I am very carefully just going to fill this like that. Okay. So there we have that. Now, like I say, I'm just going to layer that onto the black. And you know what? No, I'm just going to put it on. And I'm going to put it on with Seal. It curled a little bit. And then, remember, this is going to be on my face. Now, this should be tool. So I thought it needed from the Christmas greenery, and this is behind it. It's just going to show out